Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Pamela and I am on a weight loss journey using lifestyle modification and a little help from some compounded Tirzepatide. I am documenting my journey week by week right here on my channel. And today marks the end of week 25 on my GLP-1 journey. That means I'm about to give my 26th injection. And I'm excited to share this week's results, but I also have a confession. There's something I've been struggling with, so we're going to talk about that today. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and give my 26th injection, and I'm not going to go through all the rigmarole of what I'm doing. I've done that several times, and if you'd like to see all of that, definitely go check out one of my previous videos. All of my injection updates so far, I have included step by step what I'm doing. So today I am doing 5.95 milligrams, which for my compound, that is going to be 35 units. So I'm pulling the syringe back to the 35 mark. I'm going to go ahead and draw my medication out. And guys, a lot of people say that GLP-1 is taking the easy way out, that it does all the work for you. And I won't lie, I couldn't have made it this far without a GLP-1. There's no way. I mean, this has definitely made the journey achievable for me, but it ain't no walk in the park either. People think we just sitting here eating bonbons all day and that the medicine is going to do everything, and that's not exactly how this works. You still have to do your part. It's not like the medicine's gonna do everything. I'm gonna get y'all situated real quick so you can at least see me doing the injection. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up, and then we're gonna sit down and chat about what I'm struggling with. I just felt like my office was a little bit easier today. So welcome to my office. We're going to talk about my week 25 results. And just to recap, when I started my journey on November 22nd of 2024, I was 196.9 pounds. I am 5'2", so I'm not very tall. So that means all that almost 200 pounds was compacted down into my little bitty 5'2" frame. So I'm 54 years old and I am postmenopausal, just for those who like to know. Been on this journey for almost 6 months now. So when I weighed in last week, I was 161.4 pounds. And when I weighed in this week, I was I was 159.2 pounds. So that is a whopping 2.2 pound loss from last week, which I am just ecstatic about. If you guys have been watching my journey, you know that the last few weeks has been maybe a pound, a little bit under. You know, I haven't been losing very much recently, and that's because I've been bumping my calories up. And I think now that I've leveled out, I am maintaining around 1,500 to 1,600 calories. And I think that my body is starting to adjust to the increase in calories going from being so low. If you guys remember, I mentioned a few videos back that I was barely able to get 1,000 calories a day. And so I've been kind of working around some things to increase my calories. And that's been going pretty good, obviously. So I've gotten up to around 1600 calories, and I feel like that's my baseline, because when I go over 1600, I do not lose weight. So I think I'm gonna stay here for just a little bit and see how this works out, and we'll take it from there. However, one of the things that I have noticed is, even with increasing my calories, I've been struggling to meet my protein goal. I would like to have 100 grams of protein per day. I'm really supposed to be up more around 120, 130 grams per day, ideally. But I feel like if I'm doing at least 100, I'm doing okay. So what can I do to get more protein in? I came up with some ideas. One of the things that I can do to get back on track with my protein goals, first is going to be starting the day with protein. So every morning, make sure that I'm getting protein in with my breakfast. That could be either a protein coffee, Greek yogurt, add maybe some flax to it, or some protein granola and some berries, something like that. And then alternately, I can have a protein shake. Y'all know I love my Fairlife protein shakes. I usually have one of these every morning anyway, so I'm gonna try to get at least 30 grams of protein every morning, if not more. And I'm not a big egg eater, especially now with the cost of eggs being so high. So I could have some boiled eggs on hand just to have that as a quick breakfast, or make some little egg bites. Those are a couple of other options where I can even increase my protein in the morning that way. The next thing that I can do will be prepping meals in advance. I'm not a big meal prepper anymore. I did when I was trying to lose weight on my own before I started my GLP-1 journey, and it just got to be so overwhelming, and I was spending half of my weekend prepping for the week, because I was prepping every single meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks. And it got to be so overwhelming. Now I think I'm going to scale it back a little bit, make it a little bit more doable and fit more into my lifestyle. And especially now being on a GLP-1 where I'm not eating nearly as much, one meal that I prep could last me 3 or 4 days. So if I prep 2 meals, I'm set for the week probably. So I want to be cooking some chicken and maybe some soup or something that I can just easily reheat, and it'll be ready to go for the week. So I think prepping in advance will be key to making sure that I have something quick and easy that I can just go to and have my meal already done. So I'm not tempted to just grab a little frozen meal or something that's pre-packaged, if that makes sense, because those are usually higher in carbs, not quite as high in protein, and just have all those extra additives that I don't need. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to have more healthier protein snacks on hand. So string cheese, beef sticks, hard-boiled eggs, and some roasted edamame. Or I saw Dr. Bobbi had on her update on Tuesday of this week, or by the time you're seeing this, Tuesday of last week, she had a recipe for some roasted chickpeas. And I'm so excited to try that out. I told her I was gonna do mine with ranch seasoning. And so I'm gonna pick that up this weekend and make that, so I will have that on hand for a healthy snack. And chickpeas are high in protein. So just a few quick, easy grab and go snacks that I can have on hand. Then another thing that I came up with, and I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna incorporate this one, but I thought I'd throw it out there in case if somebody else hadn't thought of this, is adding unflavored protein to different things. Like you can add unflavored protein into soups, into mashed potatoes, You can add it into oatmeal. You can add it into, like if you're making a smoothie and you just want to add some protein to it, you can use unflavored protein. There's tons of things that you can throw it into. I also do have some flavored protein powder that I got a Ninja Creamy for Christmas 2 years ago, or was it? It wasn't this past year. So yeah, 2 years ago. And so I'm going to start making some ice cream again because I haven't made ice cream in a while. I think when it got cold, I stopped making it and I just hadn't made any lately. So I'm going to start making some more protein ice cream because that will give me a great treat at night. So those are some of the ideas that I came up with. If you have any other ideas or favorite protein snacks or go-to protein foods that you incorporate into your daily routine, let me know down in the comments because I'm always looking for new and fresh ideas as far as that goes. So my goal for this week is going to be to hit at least 100 grams of protein most days. I'm not necessarily aiming for perfection, 100 grams every single day. I just want to do better than I did last week. And I'll take this one step at a time, which is how we got to do everything on this journey, right? One step at a time. So as long as I do better than last week, I'll know that I'm doing good. And then next week, I can work on bumping that up even more. I'm also going to just keep reminding myself how important protein is and that it's not just about the number on the scale because that number can be deceptive. If I lose 10 pounds this month, but 8 of that is muscle and only 2 pounds of that is fat, then am I really even that much better off than where I started? So I want to make sure that I'm not losing muscle, and protein is so important to maintaining the muscle that you have. And for me, I'm trying to build muscle. So I've got to get my protein in because I'm not going to be able to do it without my protein. So I just need to keep reminding myself that because as I'm getting older, especially, as we age, we tend to lose muscle anyway. And, muscle is so important for keeping our bodies strong and healthy as we age. So I'm going to be working on that this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys share down in the comments as far as your go-to proteins. And just remember that if you're on this journey and you're struggling with anything, whether it be protein or getting enough calories, cutting back on your calories, whatever it is, just know that you're not alone. There are so many people on this journey who are having similar struggles. And another thing to remember is it's not linear. I've said this before. We're not always going to just lose weight. If you look at my graph, there is not a single month where the line just went straight down. It is up and down every single month, every week. So it's not linear. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. It's about the overall progression. Every week brings new challenges, but we're facing those challenges and we're moving forward. So that's what's important. I just want to say thank you for taking some time to hang out with me today. And don't forget to come back next week because next week is going to be my 6-month update. I'm going to be going through month by month my progress, my struggles, my results, everything. And I'm also doing my measurements. So you'll see from where I started what my measurements were and what they are now in comparison, how many inches I've lost in addition to how much weight I've lost. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure you're subscribed and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss that. And thank you again for watching today. Until next time, remember to stay strong and be kind to yourself. And I will see you in the next video.